Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This video is going to be sort of a part two, and I'll tell you what happened. I was filming my previous video, and I was down to the last 5 minutes of the video, and the audio cut out. I don't know if it's my phone or if I touched a button or I did something wrong. But there's no audio when I was talking about the British infantry. So what I'm going to do is make this video so that we can talk a little bit more about the Barzso British infantry. Now, in the last video, I asked you to subscribe, and I gave a brief explanation that it doesn't cost anything. There's no obligation or commitment. You just subscribe, and that helps me out and also helps me see if I'm reaching anybody. I have, I think, a little over 400 subscribers who've already joined the Iggy Army, and hopefully they enjoy getting Iggy with it. And what I would like to do is get more so that we can all invade a local toy store and ransack the toy soldier aisle, which I guess you know doesn't exist anymore. That makes me sad. Remember Woolworths? Are any of you old enough to remember Woolworths? I guess in Britain they call it Woolies, or called it Woolies. But they had these bins that were filled with toy soldiers and trucks and tanks and jeeps, and you could get Mark's figures in a header bag. You know, it'd be like $1 and you could buy a bag of Imperial Japanese. Those were the days. Oh my gosh, I miss that. But anyway, this video, we're going to concentrate on LOD Barzso. And I should have showed you this in the last video, but this is my pirate pistol. Well, I guess you can't see it. Let me see if I can move the camera. It's an actual pistol. It's a 1720 German-style flintlock pistol. And it's quite heavy, actually. It's almost like a musket that's been cut down. And you can see it's quite large. And I believe I bought this from someone in Canada. But to tell you the truth, I don't remember anymore. It was 17 years ago. And then I also have, I should have showed you this with the pirate stuff, huh? A cutlass. Let me see if I can open this up for you. Oh. It might be too big to show in this video. God, this thing is much bigger than I thought. I don't have room to open it. But I bought this at that same time, and I have the belt. I mean the sling. You can see the buckle there. This is what pirates would wear. All right, well, let's look at the figures. Let me drop this cutlass on the floor. All right. Oh, I'm dropping everything now. Okay, so I'll open the bag up. And what we're looking at is LOD, Revolutionary War, British Regular Army troops. And these are from the old Barzso playsets. Now, the figures themselves are made of a resin-like material, and they're cast in a blood red plastic or resin. I'm going to pour them out here. You get 16 figures in 8 different poses. And there's 2 of each pose. For instance, we have a firing line figure, and you'll get 2 of these in a bag. Now, what's neat about this is that you can purchase a bag of firing line troops, and it's all this figure. And I think it comes with an officer too, which I'll show you in just a moment. So if you're collecting these, you'll want to get this. Or I mean the firing line. Okay, and then we have a lot of bayoneting poses for some reason. Someone over at Barzso was, I guess, kind of gruesome. All right, so 2 of those. You got this. Here's a kneeling figure. I'm going to try to show you all the figures and then show you the whole set. I'm kind of paranoid that this is going to shut off again. I keep looking at it to see if it's still recording. Here's the officer that I mentioned. He's a super cool figure, very well sculpted, nice dynamic pose. This has got great action pose. Now, I confess that I used these with my French and Indian War setup, even though the uniforms were different by the time of the Revolutionary War, because, you have to realize there was 15 years between the Revolution and the French and Indian War. The French and Indian War, the uniforms had longer coat tail and also longer cuffs. The cuffs were quite large in those days. Did you know that they started using red for their uniforms back in the Tudor days? So as far ago as the 1500s, they began using red. And then I think the last time they used red was the First Boer War, which took place, I believe, in 1880. And I think that was, or perhaps it was the, they might have also used it in the Gordon Relief Expedition in 1885. And then after that, they switched over to the Indian khaki. And you see that quite plainly in 1899 when they took place the Second Boer War. The First Boer War, the Boers gave them a really good black eye. I don't think the British want to talk about that because they were defeated quite soundly at Majuba Hill. And another battle, I think it was called Bronkhorstspruit, something like that. I can't recall. I was talking to Miss South Africa when I was at work. I was talking to her, and she was really pretty. Oh my gosh, she's married to Tim Tebow, and everyone said, "Oh, that's Tim Tebow's wife." I didn't know. I was just talking to her about South African history. And she said, "You know more about South Africa than most South Africans." And I said, "Well, not really. It's because I was interested in the British Empire when I was a young man. And I learned a little bit about the 2 Boer Wars at that time and the Zulu War." Okay, so let's talk about the figures. We mentioned that there's 16 figures for $22. And in that case, it's a little bit better deal than the Pirates, which is 8 figures for 8 figures, 8 different poses, and the same price, $22. So let me line these up. And then we'll do sort of like a panoramic sweep. I'm not going to go like a lot of detail because some of what I said in the other video came through. It's just that the last 5 minutes got cut out. And I think I was talking about thanking my subscribers and hoping that others of you uh, join the Iggy army so that we can all get Iggy with it. And don't let anyone discourage you from your hobby. I get some emails, not emails, but comments from some of you that say, oh, I can't really talk about it because my friends make fun of me. My wife doesn't understand. Wives and girlfriends would probably hate this hobby with a passion. They don't want you to spend money on things like this, especially $62.50. That's how much it costs to get 2 sets plus shipping directly from LOD. I was hoping it would be cheaper if I went directly, but it was the same price. All right, you guys, there it is. I'm going to cut out of here before this video turns off on me. And I'll give you a last glimpse of my flintlock pistol, which is very cool. I've never fired it. I wore a pirate costume, which turned out to be more Hollywood than authentic. I wanted authentic, and I ended up looking more like a Hollywood movie, which kind of defeats the purpose. But anyway, maybe later I can work on that, get something more authentic. All right, guys, thanks for getting Iggy with it. And this has been LOD Barzso Revolutionary War British Infantry. And these figures are made of a blood red resin. They're made in China, and this particular set was manufactured in 2021. Now, if you want to contact LOD to see what else they have a website, and I'll give you their address if you want to do it by snail mail. It's P.O. Box 11533, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 54307-1533. They have a phone number. It's 920-471-7349. Thank you for coming along and getting Iggy with it. I'll see you in my next video. Hopefully that'll be soon. My things are still in storage, but I'm going to be moving because they raised the rent 25%. I told the guy, look, I can't afford this. This is crazy. So he lowered it down to $209 next month, but I don't know if that's for the month or the year. But at any rate, that's still too much for me to handle, so I'm going to have to make some sort of other accommodation. But before I move into a new place, maybe I can sift through it and find some more figures. I know I have a lot of Barzso in storage, along with Toy Soldier San Diego and Conte and other modern manufacturers, plus our old-time favorites, Marx. You know, some of you know that Iggy is a Marxist, and that's because I love Fort Apache. Who doesn't love Fort Apache? Maybe an Apache wouldn't love Fort Apache. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.